Today we have a short story that's also from my moment on shadows. And you guys can take turns coming on stage and reading it, and we can go back and forth and help you improve your pronunciation or whatever you need help with if you're comfortable with while you're on stage.
Eric with a K, welcome to the stage.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you don't want your camera on. That's right.
Yeah, that's fine. So whenever you're ready, just go ahead and start reading whenever you're ready.
Okay. Shadows. A shadow is a dark shape made when something blocks the light. You can see your shadow on the ground when the sun is shining. If you move, your shadow moves too. Shadows change during the day. In the morning, your shadow is long. At noon, when the sun is high in the sky, your shadow is short. In the evening, it gets long again. You can have fun with shadows. Try making shadow puppets with your hands or jumping on your shadow. Have you ever played with your shadow?
Very good.
Yeah.
Does anything stand out at you right away?
I think it was pretty good.
I didn't actually sense any errors. The only advice I could give you for this one, at least, is to maybe try to put a little bit more emotion when you're reading, just because when native speakers are speaking, it's just there's a little bit more emotion interjected into sentences and stuff. So when you hit say an exclamation point, try to have a little bit more emotion.
Or I guess more of an inflection, like if you move, your shadow moves too.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be
it doesn't have to be
as
anything
emotional.
It doesn't
as
have to be anything
conversation.
crazy, but you need to raise it up a little bit, right? It doesn't have to be huge, just a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay,
just being
maybe-
more aware and polishing it up as you read it can be beneficial.
Right.
But overall, I think your pronunciation
Yeah, it's actually really good.
was
So
really good.
Oh, thank you very much.
Those-
Yeah, it's probably because it's nighttime here.
Oh, it's nighttime there?
Yeah, same for us.
Yeah, it's nighttime here too.
Probably I would have done it better during the day.
No, it was good.
No, you did really good though.
Yeah, no, but I know.
I do think.
appreciate your-
Yeah, I
I
think.
appreciate your advice. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has issues with that. I think I just feel like there's more emotion when people speak, don't you? At least English here in America.
Well, I think when we read, it can still.
Yeah, but you need
come
a
off that
tiny
way.
bit more emotion, not a ton, just a tiny bit is all I'm saying, and that will make a
Yeah.
huge difference in the long run.
Like how I
Yeah,
probably
but-
would read if I was just doing the first paragraph, it would sound more like a shadow is a dark shape made when something blocks the light. You can see your shadow on the ground when the sun is shining. If you move, your shadow moves too. I mean, sometimes there's not really any
Yeah, I
question,
guess I would read it
but it's like if you move,
a
your
shadow is a
moves
dark
too.
shape made when something blocks the light. You can see your shadow on the ground when the sun is shining. If you move, your shadow moves too. So there's just a little bit,
Yeah.
not a ton, just a tiny bit is all I'm saying. And what I'm saying is in the long run, that will be huge for you.
Or even the question at the end.
Yeah.
It'd be like, have you ever played with your shadow?
Yeah,
it just kind of
there's
goes up a little bit to know it's a question.
It's almost like if your friend looked over at you and said, "Have you ever played with your shadow?" Asking you a real question. So you're trying to basically imply that it is a real question because it is.
But also those are
Yeah,
things
and-
that happen after if it's the first time reading the story, it could be different.
Yeah, it
than,
can be. You're right. That
the
is true.
fifth time reading.
These are all just tips more than anything. We're just kind of
Yeah.
we're nitpicking at you, but just because your English is so good.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been studying English?
7 years.
Okay.
Oh wow, so quite a long time.
Yeah. Well, you definitely. It's pretty good, man. You
Yeah.
definitely tell
I
that you're
appreciate it. Yeah.
put in the work. Welcome, PK.
Hi PK.
Hello guys.
You want me to turn off your camera for you?
Yeah, I'm just checking where I can turn it off.
Here, I'll turn it off for you. Okay, you're off.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Welcome, man.
Am I
Welcome
audible?
back. It's been a
Good
while.
to see you again.
Yeah. So whenever you're ready, PK, you can give it a shot, man.
Okay, let's get started. Is shadows. A shadow is a dark shape made when something blocks the light. You can see your shadow on the ground when the sun is shining. If you move, your shadow moves too. Shadows change during the day. In the morning, your shadow is long. At noon, when the sun is high in the sky, your shadow is short. In the evening, it gets long again. You can have fun with shadows. Try making shadow puppets with your with your hands or jumping on your shadows. Have you ever played with your shadow?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, maybe in childhood.
Sherry's just gonna.
Okay, let me change the color.
She's gonna get some quick words real quick.
Mhm.
And we're gonna go back and forth on just a few. You did really good actually. So there was only just a few. There
I
would have
think
been
long.
the only thing I'm gonna put one right here, and I'm just gonna say this one right now is at the bottom shadow. The only thing that I noticed you did is you added an S, so you put shadows, right?
Shadows.
Yeah, but it's just
Like
shadow.
that.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, we have Sherry had blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try the first word together. So let's try pronouncing blocks.
Blocks.
I think that was good.
That was much
Blocks.
better. Yeah,
Yeah,
that time.
blocks.
That was right.
And then during.
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 Shadows change during the day.
During.
During.
During. There you go. During the day.
Can you say one more time? I want to try.
During.
Yeah, shadows change during the day. Shadows change during the day.
During the day.
During the day. During.
Okay, and then we have
During.
Short. Yeah, short is the next one.
Short.
More of a T emphasis at the end. Short.
And like try saying shore. You know, like the beach and the shore. So shore, short. There you go, like, short. Or you're wearing shorts, but short. Then we have long. So there's short and then there's long.
Oh, it's Fabby. What were we sharing?
Long.
Long.
Short and long.
Yeah, short and long.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, other than that, it was just adding an S at, making it shadows instead of shadow.
Yeah.
But that's just stuff you have to just be aware about is all.
Maybe since most of your words were in the second one, do you want to try saying the second paragraph again?
Okay.
Yeah.
Only the second one?
Yeah.
If you feel confident enough to read the whole thing
you
again.
can do the
yeah,
whole
you
thing.
can do it all again if you want.
I was just helping you since this one had most of the words, so it's up to you.
Okay, then let's start over. So, a shadow is a dark shape made when something blocks the light. You can see your shadow on the ground when the sun is shining. If you move, your shadow moves too. Shadows change during the day. In the morning, your shadow is long. At noon, when the sun is high in the sky, your shadow is short. In the evening, it gets long again. You can have fun with shadows. Try making shadow puppets with your hands or jumping on your shadow. Have you ever played with your shadow?
Yeah,
Yeah,
much
much
better.
better.
Much better. Yeah, you
I
were
would
aware.
still practice that word short. Short.
Short.
Short.
Yeah. I think more of
Short.
the OR for you. Short. Short. That might be
Short.
helpful. Yeah. Your
Yeah,
So
shadow
I should
is
focus on
short.
O more.
What?
Short.
Yeah. So
I
let's
should
try
focus on O.
this again. Your shadow is short.
Your shadow is short.
There you go.
There you
short.
go. Yeah. See, there's more of a
Yeah.
T sound at the end too, and you got it that time.
Mm.
So it's that short with that T at the end for that emphasis on the T. Short.
Actually, I'm having cold right now, so maybe the sound.
Oh,
is...
maybe
Yeah, that
muffled. Yeah,
could
no, that's
be.
fine. No, you did great, anyways, man. Yeah, good job though.
And it's okay. It's
Thank
better
you.
to try and get it wrong and get help than to not try
May
at
I
all.
try?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fabi also want to try, so okay.
Okay, thanks for coming up,
And
PK. We can circle back
even-
around later too.
Even great that
Yeah.
you came up even while you're not feeling well.
Yeah, dedication. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming up.
Hi,
Yeah.
Cherry. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
PK.
Hi.
But
What-
Nick, you have to help me here. Like, how can I mute myself?
Oh, I think I can mute you. Here, I'll mute you.
But then how will we know? Oh, I guess you could tell us in the comments.
Yeah, just message us
I
in
don't-
the comments when you need to talk, because I think maybe it might.
You're my
Oh,
133rd subscriber. Yay!
Woo, thanks.
Yeah,
Crazy.
subscribe to my YouTube, English with Sherry. And I'm also on every social media, Rhino and Billy.
Okay. Shadows. A shadow is a dark shape made when something blocks the light. You can see your shadow on the ground when the sun is shining. If you move, your shadow moves too. Shadows change during the day. In the morning, your shadow is long. At noon, when the sun is high in the sky, your shadow is short. In the evening, it gets long again. You can have fun with shadows. Try making shadow puppets with your hands or jumping on your shadow. Have you ever played with your shadow?
Yeah.
That was good.
That was actually really good. Let's see.
I don't think that there was any
There's nothing that really
one word that stood out. If anything, I think it's still more like the high level of like you just want to polish it up. And I'm trying to think like, how would I even help that? But for the most part, you pronounce like everything correctly. You even added some more like emotion. Like if you move, your shadow moves too.
Yeah.
I picked up that.
That is huge
That
when
was
speaking.
great.
It definitely adds.
I know it's hard too because like usually when people come on, they're reading the story for the first time live. So
Yeah.
it's like, how do I inject emotion? And I was
The
thinking
first
that
time,
too.
yeah,
'cause
it is
even-
true.
Yeah. And even when you read, you don't naturally like inject emotion because you're just reading.
I don't know why. It's
But I learned that from you because the first time that I came in, I read the story and it didn't have any emotion at all. So after you gave me some pointers, I was like, oh, okay, I know how to do it now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because like English in America, it's like there's so much emotion interjected when speaking. So it's kind of like the same when reading is the only way I can describe it.
I guess like
Americans also talk with their hands a lot too.
in other languages, I guess there's different tones
Yeah.
for like different words. And I guess for Americans, it's more like a regular sentence might sound more robotic, I guess is the
Yeah,
word.
so the only way, yeah, that's the way that
Compared-
we would describe it as Americans, but
Compared to like the exclamation has a little inflection at the end and then a question
Yeah,
kind
like-
of has a certain sound like have you ever played with your shadow? Like it has that question at the end.
yeah, and then when you have like, if you move, your shadow moves too, which I know you did. I caught that, by the way. You added
Yeah.
like a little
I was
emotion
like,
into
look
it, so I
at
was
her,
like,
she
I caught it. No,
I
you're
guess
doing
like
good,
the
dude.
only thing to help him like polish
Honestly,
would be like
with-
to go back and forth to just that would be like nitpicking
That,
again.
well, it really just nitpicking because
Yeah.
it's like, that's the thing. We're really,
just to
it
make
was
it
good.
like
It was really good, so.
sound more native, I guess.
Yeah.
The only thing we could really do is go back and forth, I think, and just try to like
Well, we could do
improve the
like
sound of like
we
the
do it like
sentence.
yeah, like Yeah, we'll just go. Yeah, we can go.
Just for fun, I guess. Just for extra
Or you
practice.
do like almost like a shadowing, I guess, if we could try that maybe. Where you read it
Yeah, for sure.
and then you could like literally just try to mimic exactly how
I
we say
wonder-
it. We can do like Sherry can say this part and I can say it, and then
could
you
do
could do like
paragraph by
like paragraph by paragraph, and then so it could be like 1, 2, 3, so you can copy exactly how we say the words maybe.
Yeah, when Nick says it, you have to deepen your voice. No,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
what-
kidding.
You gotta say it with a deep man voice. Okay, so we're gonna have Sherry go first.
Okay. A shadow is a dark shape made when something blocks the light. I guess we'll do it
A
sentence by
shadow?
sentence.
A shadow is a dark shape made when something blocks the light.
You can see your shadow on the ground when the sun is shining.
You can see your shadow on the ground when the sun is shining.
If you move, your shadow moves too.
If you move, your shadow moves too.
Maybe after we do it line by line, you could say like the whole paragraph.
Okay. A shadow is a dark shape made when something blocks the light. You can see your shadow on the ground when the sun is shining. If you move, your shadow moves too.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll do this next one with you. So we'll do it sentence by sentence. Shadows change during the day.
Shadows change during the day.
In the morning, your shadow is long.
In the morning, your shadow is long.
At noon, when the sun is high in the sky, your shadow is short.
At noon, when the sun is high in the sky, your shadow is short.
In the evening, it gets long again.
In the evening, it gets long again.
And then Sherry, do you want to?
Even though these are just two minor things, the thing I noticed was the word during and long. You're pronouncing them correctly, but I think there could be an extra emphasis on, like for long, the G, like long. And then, can you pronounce during one more time?
During.
Or can you say the first sentence, shadows change during the day?
Shadows change during the day.
I think that time, since you shadowed me, it was better, but I think for that one, it was the same, like maybe the G, like long, like the during and long.
During.
Yeah.
During.
I think just the extra emphasis of the end, like
You-
during.
You mean the G on there?
Yeah, and
During
long.
the day.
Good, long.
Yeah. Like for the most part, you got it, but that again, it's just nitpicking.
Yeah, that's really
just
just
because you're
nitpicking.
so advanced.
Yeah, you're more advanced, so it's like
But
at this point
I
we're
do
literally
notice that when you read it, that it could just have just a little bit extra time on the G.
During the day. Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you want to fish out the last?
Sure. So the last one. You can have fun with shadows.
You can have fun with shadows.
Try making shadow puppets with your hands or jumping on your shadow.
Try making shadows puppets with your hands or jumping on your shadow.
Have you ever played with your shadow?
Have you ever played with your shadow?
And just for extra practice, you can try the second paragraph again on your own just because it has the G's.
Oh, the G's.
Yeah. Shadow change during. Wait. Shadows change during the day.
There you go.
In the morning, your shadow is long. At noon, when the sun is high in the sky, your shadow is short. In the evening, it gets long again.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
great.
Woo!
You got it.
Shooting
I
fireworks
think
off.
short, like not for you, but I think PK also has a cold, but for some people it might be that extra sound, like
Yeah.
shorts and long.
Good. Yeah.
So that might be like today's thing for everyone watching too.
There's definitely common themes that we see, but we'll
like
see if
when you
anybody
come
else.
up to really maybe be more aware of that as you're reading.
Yeah, because we're seeing that trend. So you guys, if you're starting to see it too, you guys can remedy that before it happens.
So maybe I can read the second one and then you can read it just as an example.
Yeah, sure.
Again.
That's fine.
Of course, I might mess it up now that the pressure's on. I always do that with the tongue twisters. I'm like, suddenly I can't speak English.
Yeah.
Shadows change during the day. In the morning, your shadow is long. At noon, when the sun is high in the sky, your shadow is short. In the evening, it gets long again.
And then we have shadows change during the day. In the morning, your shadow is long. At noon, when the sun is high in the sky, your shadow is short. In the evening, it gets long again.
Yeah.
I actually said that right. In the evening, it gets long again. Long again. I don't know why that's running into
And then
one word.
even morning kind of has that same feel,
Morning,
like
yeah.
morning and long.
Long, yeah.
We should do like an ing. Then there's
Whoops.
something.
Yeah.
There's something up here. Something.
What's the difference
during-
pronunciation between long and lung?
Lung.
Lung and long.
What's actually funny is we were helping his niece with her homework today, and it has these long vowels, so that's kind of funny. I put, if you were in our English with Sherry group, we had it, but I don't know if you can tell, they had like the long O, long, so it's kind of like the long versus lung.
Yeah.
One's a long O and one's a long U.
Yeah. Long and lung. Long, lung.
Long. She had long pants on, and she breathes with her lungs.
With the long one, I'd say also the context of what you're saying, because like no one will say, oh, because you're long, right? So you will know like which of the two they're
Yeah,
referring
like
to.
one has to do with your body and your organ, and the other one has to do with the length of something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is a long movie, or
Yeah.
this was a long live.
Yeah.
But lung would probably be around breathing,
Medical, yeah.
medical, allergies, like, oh, my lungs.